In this video, I want to share with you the concept of identifying the difference between good and not so good content and what that actually means for a business's online presence, together with understanding what topics are doing well on social platforms. How do we determine the success factor for this? So by the amount of shares a piece of content has since being published, that is how we identify really good content in terms of social sharing. The more shares in comparison to its competing content, the better, which also means that we can understand the characteristics of a good piece of content. This will take time if you're new to the space, but the more you practice and the more you spend time analyzing competitor content, the sooner this will become second nature for you. In this video, I'll be using a tool called BuzzSumo, and just an FYI, there's also a competitor called Ahrefs.com, but BuzzSumo focuses on bringing you the best performing content on the web, while Ahrefs offers a few more tools specific to search data, competitor data, and monitoring. So Ahrefs at face value would seem to be the tool you should use because it offers so much more than BuzzSumo. However, because BuzzSumo is so laser focused on content performance, from the data we get, we believe that BuzzSumo does a whole lot better with regards to getting accurate and more relevant data for us. So with that said, I know many companies who use Ahrefs and love it. So it all depends on budget and your needs. That's just my opinion. If you're going to be creating at least one new piece of content per week, then I highly suggest you commit to the $99 cost of using the platform. If you're unsure of the value, then give BuzzSumo a 30-day free trial and make a call as to whether or not you want to use it. But perhaps use it for 2 to 3 months and then cancel. During this time, you want to try and extract as much value as you can and save your research in a doc for future use. These online tools are really cool in that you can switch them on and off as you please, depending on your workload at the time. So staying on the topic of architecture from the previous video, I've searched for architecture fees within BuzzSumo. Remember, I got this initial idea from the keyword research I did earlier. So I immediately see an article that has got some traction on the social platforms. Compared to the rest of the articles, this one is way in front of its competitors in terms of its social shares. So I opened it up and to take a look at how the writer constructed the piece of content, and then from the headline through to the information that they present and the imagery and the data, we all have to have a look at that and give context to the situation. So the question is, how do we localize this piece of content for our own audience, which in my case would be South Africa? This article, as you can see from the dollar signs, is targeting the US. So although the theme of the content could be seen as a competitor piece, it really has no appeal to the audience that you're after. However, there's a lot to learn from it. The more you do this, the more you'll become more acquainted to identifying great content and what great content looks like. You'll start seeing trends which you can apply to your own content pieces. And just on a side note, when using BuzzSumo, remember the word shareability from the performance formula that we use. This is just another little puzzle piece that should start to make sense. If you want, go back to the performance formula video now that you have a little bit of an understanding and context and the influence social sharing has within competitor research. At this stage, you should now have a clearer understanding of why and how to develop your content pillars. Please go ahead and start creating your own content pillars using Google's Keyword Planner, Google Search, and remember that if you get stuck, please message us in the chat box in your bottom right-hand side of your screen. All right, cheers for now.